With all the negative headlines dominating the news these days, it can be difficult to spot signs of progress. What makes you optimistic about the future?
Advancements in health studies and science for health has improved living conditions tenfold and continue to do so. So that makes me pretty optimistic.
No one lives forever, no one. But with advances in modern science and my high-level income, it's not crazy to think I can live to be 245, maybe 300. Ada, this is a quote from Talladega Nights. I'm not being serious, smile.
They say the first human who will live to 150 has already been born. I believe I am that human. Edit, holy shit. I just realized Bill Gates was the one who asked this question. Thanks, Bill, for all the karma.
And Perkins, right pointing finger, right pointing finger.
And Perkins. April Ludgate. Literally two of my favorite people on earth.
The possible return of the American chestnut tree. Fast-growing, rot-resistant and, perhaps most important, it produces enough calories from the nuts to feed a population. Edit. It turned out that someone from WBUR in Boston saw the interest in this post and wrote an article and made a podcast about it. It's very good. That old chestnut, wbur.org/endlessthread/2018/04/27/ that old chestnut.
The death of the American chestnut is also partially responsible for the severity with which the Great Depression struck Appalachia. Chestnuts were a primary food supply for backup reserves in the form of herds of pigs that were allowed free roam. The pigs could be sold or slaughtered to keep families afloat during hard times. The disappearance of the chestnuts killed the viability of the pig herds, causing the economic failsafe to collapse ecologically at the same time that the Great Depression made monetary reserves worthless.
This sounds like a dissertation.
Holy fuck, this post was made 7 minutes ago and already has 300 comments. But anyway, every day we get closer and closer. https://med.stanford.edu/news/all news/2018/01/cancer vaccine eliminates tumors in mice.html to a cure for cancer. My mom told me about her diagnosis on Sunday. Both of her parents died of cancer too, 12 years apart. Hopefully in the near future, it's something we won't have to worry about.
It's because Op is Bill Gates. Best of luck to your mum.
Ah, didn't even see that. And thank you. It's looking hopeful, they've caught it very early.
I'm reminded of Sam's speech to Frodo in Osgiliath in the Two Towers. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. Because they were holding on to something, that there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
Rewatched LOTR trilogy last weekend and those movies are full of great scenes and quotes. I love those movies. I love that Moria scene. youtube.com/watch. V = Erokst v6m. Many that live deserve death. And some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? Followed by F. I wish none of this had happened. G. So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Greater than all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. I love listening to this quote because I always immediately go, and I now decide to spend the next 9 hours of my time watching the rest of the trilogy on a TV screen.
1. Since 1990, the number of children who die before their 5th birthday has been cut in half, saving 122 million young lives. 2. In the same period, the fraction of people living in extreme poverty has gone from 1/3 to 1/10. 3. More than 90% of children now attend primary school worldwide. 4. Women now make up more than a fifth of members of parliaments around the world. 5. Workplace and road safety in the US has risen dramatically since our grandparents' time. Edit. I stole these from this article entitled, Bill Gates. Here are 5 reasons to be optimistic about 2018 Incorporated.com/Jessica Stillman/Bill Gates. Here are 5 reasons to be optimistic about 2018.html. This has probably been my finest moment this year.
You just gave Bill Gates an answer from Bill Gates.
It's an amazing world we live in, isn't it? All 7 of my honeybee colonies are currently surviving the winter, and today they are bringing in the first pollen of the year. Edit. Also, please support native bees for why and how at home. Check out Bringing Nature Home by Douglas Tallamy, as well as butterflies like the monarch and bats.
Yay. Go bees.
That we're almost at the point where we get artificial organs. I could use a kidney. Edit. Guys, thanks a lot for your support, understanding, and most of all the selfless offers you've made. Bell it a kidney or info. I love you all. Edit 2. I wish I could share some resources on how to be a living donor. If someone could help me in that front so I could share it here. I'm not from the States and I don't know where to start. This is the most humbling experience I've had on Reddit yet. Edit 3. Thanks to /u/Rainarocus for this resource on living donation. https://organdonor.gov/about/process/livingdonation.html. Into /u/tambourine time for this other resource. Please, if you're thinking of donating, have a look at these resources. AmericanTransplant Foundation.org/about-transplant/living-donation/becoming a living donor/.
I'ma get some laser eyes.
I'ma be a repoman.
Zydrate comes in a little glass vial. Edit. Oh wow, my first gold ever. Oh thank you kind stranger.
Advancements in medicine and gene therapy. The CRISPR technology has me very excited. Also, the James Webb Space Telescope is going to bring about many new discoveries.
It feels like we haven't had a huge discovery recently. Hopefully we get something big within a decade or so. Edit. As people have pointed out, we have made some significant discoveries recently.
Ike man, evidence of the Higgs boson and the gravitational wave detection from LIGO were both pretty big news.
Not yet. Don't forget that for a while after the harnessing of electricity, no one could think of anything better to do with it than party tricks and such.
The plummeting price of solar and wind energy. Edit. Thanks for the gold. I will be investing it in solar.
Absolute upvote. In Australia there has been incredible penetration of solar power in the last 10 years, all driven by the economics of solar power. In the last 10 years. Well, 2018 is even better than the last 10 years in terms of prices, payoff periods, and sales of solar panels have reflected that. People are installing their panels en masse with zero subsidies. Businesses big and small, covering their roofs. It is so crazy, there may be a glut of power in SA, when the sun shines, at least. Edit, SA equals South Australia, THX/U/Royalance, in as few as 5 years' time, considering the rate of growth. On one Sunday, a few months ago, greater than 50% of all power in SA was generated by rooftop solar alone. That's not even including wind and other large-scale renewables. We don't have hydro in SA. The magic of all this is that it only took a few years of government investment. The market has ramped up, partly and thanks to those subsidies. We are reaping benefits, and we will be for years to come.
Greater than government investment. Cries in American.
Don't cry too much, the federal government is still trying to peddle clean coal.
Greater than the federal government is still trying to peddle clean coal. Please tell me this is a joke.
It is not.
I mean, I haven't heard much about ISIS recently. That's gotta be a good sign.
They no longer control anything meaningful anymore. They're just your garden variety terrorist group now.
Why do we even have that garden?
In the analogy, the garden is our lives. ISIS are the garden variety weeds. If we give up the garden to the weeds, then they've won.
This analogy was much more accurate than I first expected when I started reading it. Well done. I'm really impressed.